Okay, and we're on the air, apparently.
Yes, indeed. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Teletext Sofa Club. I'm Dan, and presently with me I have David. David, how are you this evening?
I'm good, thanks.
So, while we're just on the air now, I'm going to make sure that our audio levels are fine. So I'll just, let's see. Are we on the air? Yes. It's a good start, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what it says.
Well, we can't always trust what it says. It's currently loading for me.
No, YouTube agrees.
It agrees that we're online, or it's loading. Oh, okay, good. Right. Yes, we are indeed online. So, David Walford, you are the organizer of Chunky Fringe this year?
Yes, well, kind of. I book the room, I turn up, run around in a panic, and generally leave it to everyone else to actually deal with it.
Your audio is very low, David. You'll have to really boost it.
Sorry, that's me again. It was fine till he went live. So I think it was that tweaking of the levels. Are we back again now?
Let's have a look. So yes, say something, I guess. Say hello, world.
Yes, I'm back here. So I've no idea if you can hear me or not.
Well, I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I had this issue during the Antique Code show. You don't need to watch very closely to see I'm practically eating the microphone.
I hope it tastes good. I think that's a little bit better, actually.
No, that's good. I think it was a bit of a feedback loop on the Antiques Code show because we had the sound technicians dealing with the audio. So as I move the microphone closer, they are probably dropping the levels down to compensate. So.
Okay. Well, as long as it's all sorted now. Well, it seemed like everything was sorted on the Antiques Code show.
Oh yes, Peter and Tammy did a great job recording it from multiple angles, and with Beanus, well, Rich Uncle Beanus, as I call him, in shot as well.
Well, I guess we'll get to that, but let's have a look. Oh, we've got some more people ready and waiting to join.
Yeah, but Sarah's on first as usual. Hi, Sarah. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Teletext Sofa Club. It's indeed 7 o'clock now, so we can formally launch this thing. Tonight, it's a Chunky Fringe takeover. Now, exactly 2 weeks ago at Harrow Arts Centre, the Digitiser Live / Chunky Fringe event took place. And tonight, we're going to have a little bit of a revolving door, I think, of special guests, exhibitors who were there. And I'm just about to admit them. And oh, here we go. So we've got Mr. David Walford, who was the, well, organizer of the event. Would you say that, David?
Room booker, I think. It's
room booker.
Organizers overselling it a little, so.
And you were also on the Antiques Code show panel in the main hall, which was a sort of addition to Chunky Fringe. Is that right?
Yes, there's a bit of a story around that. It was a bit of an experiment that came from having a slight panic that there won't be a Chunky Fringe at all and shifting the booking into the main hall. But I think it worked out.
Okay, that's the important thing, because presently you can see the Antiques Code show in its entirety on YouTube. Peter Kwan, who might be on tonight, has uploaded that. So that's one part of Digitiser Live / Chunky Fringe you can go and view. But tonight we're going to tell the untold stories. And who else have we got here? Alistair, are you there? Can you hear me? Nope.
I can hear you. Oh, you probably can't hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So how are you tonight, Alistair? I'm very well, thank you, Dan. How are you? Yes, I am very fine.
Probably drunk some wine.
That's always the best way to go. So before we start here tonight, you'll have noticed that my lighting situation is a bit better because I'd like to introduce the Tricket Holidays t-shirt, which is based on the CFX Holidays design. For a genuine article from the 1980s, you understand. And also I've got my, if I just stand up here, you can see that I've got my Digi t-shirt as well. It's back for a second appearance. The Digitiser.
Yes, and Digitiser, the show, will be back for another Kickstarter
at
the end of September.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I really, really enjoyed the first Digitiser of the show, even though Biffo says it was this big ball of chaos. I think that's the main reason why I love it. So Kickstarter is about to launch, and please donate your cash. Please, please. So who else have we got? We've got Nathan Dane, who is on mute at the moment. You can probably see him.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hello. So how are you tonight, Nathan?
I'm doing well tonight, thank you.
Yeah, you're there at the control center.
Yes, of course.
That's fantastic. I love all the monitors that you've got set up there. It puts my setup to shame.
There's a few, yeah. Far too many.
Is that CCTV you've got going on in the background as well?
That one is, yeah. The this one here, yeah.
So we'll be able to see if anybody comes and knocks on your door.
Yeah, theoretically anyway.
No, seriously, a fantastic setup you've got. Is that pages from CFX, pages from CFX you've got running, the new version?
Yeah, the TV is showing CFX at the minute, and then the bottom three are connected to my computer. So there's OBS running on that one and code stuff running on the other two. So that's right. What's going on there.
So OBS is to broadcast pages from CFX on YouTube, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for the newcomers to this stream, and you might possibly know Nathan from his pages from CFX stream on YouTube. Any plans to bring that back soon? I haven't seen a broadcast for a while.
There was one, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? It is. There has been one fairly recently. But hopefully, I don't know, they might come back with more frequency. Not sure. It depends really. I've sort of shortened them down a bit now. I wouldn't do a full playlist anymore, but it depends.
Okay. Well, even if you do it occasionally, it's cool to see. It's a cool little thing to stumble across, and I'm sure lots of people have been doing. And also, actually, you once broadcast some of my artwork, didn't you? And I stole a little clip for my channel, so I still have to thank you for that.
The video is still up, yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to see that, you can find it. Self-promotion. So lurking in the background, we also have Mr. Peter Kwan. I don't know if he can hear us. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Oh, we can't hear you, Peter. We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Oh, hi, Tammy.
Hello, Tammy. I don't know if you can hear us. Excellent work filming the Digitiser Live / Chunky Fringe stuff.
Yep.
We still can't hear you, Peter. So, Alistair, are you there as well? Oh, he's gone off. He's headed off to the toilet or something. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the mastermind behind TFX and former engineer for CFX and a bunch of other teletext services, Peter K, aka Peter Kwan. Now, he'll be able to speak to us in a minute. So, can anybody lip read?
I think he might be having a discussion with Tammy about how to enable the microphone on this particular laptop.
Look at this, we've got a ring light. Although this is a proper broadcast, television broadcast, isn't it?
Well, no half measures. You've seen the quality of the Antique Code Show recording, so.
Yeah, fantastic work, by the way, Peter, on that. And Tammy as well, if you can hear us. So yes, I guess we should introduce Chunky Fringe a little bit and then introduce Peter when he can speak.
Might be interesting to hear Nathan's perspective on Chunky Fringe because it was his first time. And it's different every time anyway, more or less. So,
did you enjoy that improvisational nature, or Nathan, did you have everything planned for your panel? Sorry, your exhibit in advance. Actually, we should just ask Nathan, what did you exhibit at Chunky Fringe?
I brought the Envision decoder, which has been on YouTube already, or on Twitter anyway, I think. And the VBit Pi 3 board. I brought both of those down, and then they were run into a modulator for the 5th channel of Alistair's TV system. And then David gave me a projector, so they were displayed on the wall behind me, the images from the Envision decoder. That was what I was shown.
Well, as it happens, I think I've got one of these Envision decoders right here. And this is kind of an unboxing because I haven't had the chance to use this properly.
Box after it all is this time.
In the bubble wrap. I mean, I ordered this a long time ago, but I just still haven't had the opportunity to mess around with it, really. I was going to stick it into a projector, but I haven't had access to one. Yeah, it's fully packaged, so thank you for that. Magnificent.
Yeah, there's probably a picture of that and it's sitting on our kitchen table somewhere wrapped up like that, and it hasn't changed since.
How many did you send out, by the way, of these custom chip thingies, these custom boards?
There were 3 or 4 of them, I think, went out. I think there were less of the Envision decoders than the VBit Pis. The VBit Pis were more popular. I still get asked about them, but I haven't made any for a while. But no, there was 3 or 4 of the Envision boards. There's a pile of them sitting just out of shot over there that didn't go anywhere.
Oops. Well, we can imagine them. We can imagine them sitting there. Oh, I'll be able to see these.
There's one.
Oh, there we go.
Getting definite broom cupboard vibes off that setup there. It just needs a few more children's pictures really on the walls.
Oh, yes.
So what do you have on the monitor to your right there? Is that OBS? Nathan? Oh, has he frozen?
On my right.
Yes.
This one? Hang on.
I think you've frozen. You've frozen for me.
It's a broom cupboard tribute again.
Oh, feed lost. Look at this. This is way more organized than my live streams.
Yeah, perfect.
Is that better? Is that going again? Yeah.
Yes, we're going again.
Aye. This monitor here.
Yes, that one. Sorry. I'm just checking the chat.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the one that's running OBS. Just. Basically, the feed from the Envision decoder comes in to the PC, and then it feeds out to the TV channel up here, and that can also be fed to YouTube. Where's the remote for that TV?
We're going to have live pages from CFAX tonight.
Yes, here we go.
We're hijacking his stream for
that.
our own benefit. So what's the latest news?
I can put it up properly if you want.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh, excellent. Hold on. Let's, how do we put that on full screen?
I can't do music though, not today.
Let's see, speaker. There you go. So should be able to see Nathan's broadcast there. Look at that, it's bang up to date for the year 2021. Friday, the 17th of September.
I suppose what I should do now is put a link along the bottom to my channel.
Feel free to do that. Yeah, feel free. That would be a great idea, I think. I never, it never fails to impress me, the pages from CFAX broadcast that you've got set up there, because I haven't a clue how any of it works. You're the broadcast expert.
Well, the original code was from Peter Kwan, but it's sort of been modified extensively and ripped apart and put back together again at least twice since then. There's 2 generations of code down the line now, but it seems to be fairly reliable. But every so often, the BBC like to change their feeds and whatever, and then that messes everything up. But it is fairly reliable at the moment anyway.
Okay, well, we'll have to see what Peter Kwan thinks of that. Of you stealing his code, he might be quite angry. But we can't hear him, so we'll never know. A second Peter Kwan has entered the chat, so maybe we'll be able to hear him. Oh, he's connecting to the audio.
He's connected on his phone now, is he? Looks like it anyway.
We're doing a bodge job tonight, the best of jobs. So long ago, we were discussing Chunky Fringe, and
right. So you have audio coming through now?
Yes, we can hear you now, Peter.
It's coming in on
Peter.
my phone. I've given up with the computer.
I think it works. Let's just check the volume levels for this.
Sounds okay at this end anyway.
Sounds okay to me too.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
For me.
Snapper, you say something?
What was that? Sorry. What? Technical breakdown.
Oh no.
Yeah, the audio is fine. All right. I think everybody is in now. Wow. There's one more person that might join. So, Peter, how are you this evening?
I'm fine. Yeah, I've been doing gardening today. Also been playing the Clive Sinclair song on my harmonium. So it's in playing the Ballad of Sir Clive on my harmonium. So it's in the other room, so you won't be able to hear it now.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yeah, so that's the only thing vaguely teletexty I've been doing. Yeah, the block party was the Chunky Fringe was. I hardly saw any of it because I was out at the main hall, being a bum monster and doing David's video for him, and
thank you.
And then appearing on stage. So that was yeah, it's a shame I didn't. I kind of set it all up and then left it running.
Ah, okay. Well, it seems to work out fine from the video that I've seen. It's magnificent. A step above previous filming projects for the block party, I would say.
Yeah, we had the help from the professional crew at the sound crew at Harrow Arts Centre.
Wow.
So they had proper radio mics and they were balanced, and they also had one for audience, so you could pick up the audience reaction without them getting in the way of everything. So like when Kwan was talking too loud, I could sort of duck him down and not have him come through on the rest of the microphones, that kind of thing.
So did you have access to a mixer there and then, or did
no,
you edit that afterwards?
They gave me 4 channels of audio, which was really nice. So clean feed from all of the microphones. So I didn't have to do much to that at all, except adjust the levels. And David, for some reason, when he talks, he's very booming, very deep, sort of resonating sound. So I had to do quite a bit of bass cut off that and treble boost to make it less boomy. But apart from that, it was it's really nice working with lots of clean video and audio, because this time we made sure all the frame rates matched. Because I think last time our cameras were on 25, and then another camera was on 30 hertz, and I think there's another one set up for movies, so it was 24 frames, so they never matched. And when that happens in the project, you get all sorts of smeary time effects.
Okay.
So this time they all had 25 hertz, and so I had 4 channels of video and 4 channels of audio, and that was really nice. So I hope to do that again.
Yeah, you did a brilliant job, I think, yourself and Tammy. But
I hope you enjoyed the breakthrough of the Xenox breakthrough at the beginning. It was when David mentioned Mr. Biffo, there was a few frames of Xenox logo popped up.
Well, that's the thing you don't know with subliminal messages, if you've seen them or not.
No, there aren't any more messages. That was it. It was the,
Yeah, I thought you did slip in a little Atari ST advert as well. So.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the fun of reading the old Amiga magazines was you'd get the Silica advert with all these amazing bundles. So I thought I'd throw that in just as an illustration of what they used to look like.
No, definitely. That was
Peter,
when I spent dreaming about owning an Amiga and looking at the bundles.
Sorry, I interrupted you. I was going to say, Peter, when you said the last time you filmed, do you mean at the last Digitiser Live or the last Block Party?
The last Chunky Fringe, which
okay.
we did, which we didn't have proper audio, and there was it was pretty awful, because it was a crowded room, and when you're not up at the front, you don't get proper sound. You get a lot of racket, and the PA was feeding through as well, so it was pretty dreadful. So we thought we'd not we could improve on that. And
yeah, I can second that, being fairly terrible at 2019. Chris Bell.
Tammy was good at talking to the sound people, getting all the files we needed off them, and all the slides and everything. So she was very good at getting the assets pulled together. So that was a big was a huge help.
Well, I've got to say it was a very quick turnaround, because what was it, 2 or 3 days after the event, it was up and ready, the Antiques Code Show.
Yeah, and it was a hell of a lot to get through.
Sorry.
But fortunately, for work, I've got a super duper laptop with loads of gigs, and so it means that it can easily handle the editing. As my old computers would have struggled a bit, and as a bonus, I've got the computer at home because I'm working at home. So it's so instead of being stuck in at work, it's I can just, when it's time to knock off, I can sort of shut down that stuff and get the video editor out and get going. But I didn't put any fancy fades and wipes and whatever. It was just plain cuts, because it would have taken another week choosing bits to fade in and out and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Tammy did help as well by getting a few different viewpoints. The two cameras at the front were locked off, but Tammy's camera, she could zoom in and out a bit. So got a little bit of variety over the hour and 40 minutes.
Yes, slightly longer than advertised, by which I mean almost twice as long as advertised. So sorry about that.
Was that not covering for another thing though? That didn't contribute to the whole thing overrunning, did it? The whole day.
Attribute to what?
Sorry, the fact that overran the Antiques Code Show, that didn't contribute to the whole day overrunning, did it? Or was that?
No, Mr. Biffo was kindly being given rehearsal time, which he wouldn't have even had if the Antiques Code Show hadn't gone ahead. It was he was really coming in on the back of that. So we did get a little bit of extra time, but they did start shuffling around in the background because they had lots of props to get on stage. And at one point, he popped his head around the corner. That doesn't appear on the video. So that would, yeah, it was a shame we missed that bit. But I think it was worth doing the whole antique code show because I thought it was really well researched. It was really, David really put a good framework for Fred and Kwang to put their reminiscences onto. So I think it'll be quite an important historical document.
Yes.
So if anybody's looking to write about it, it's a good place to start. Got lots of threads they can pick at and follow. So I think it's worth doing well.
I'd second that. Fantastic work from David, not only on organizing the whole thing, but also researching the Antiques Code Show panel. So big thumbs
and having
up.
lots of lovely slides to throw in as well. It's all organized. So
thanks for that.
So all I had to do was
I think I need to work on my...
Yeah, all I had to do was to feed it into my computer and get editing.
Well, we think you did an excellent job. So, let's not quite go into Digitiser Live yet. Could we save that for a little bit later? Because I know you said you had some input into maybe a bum monster, but maybe we should hold off on that for now because, well, let's have a quick look at the comments. Sarah says, "Ooh, Nathan's monitors. I don't think we have that many monitors in the entire house." It is an excellent collection of monitors. And also, GK Mac says, "Peter K had a dog, and now you have a cat, Nathan." We just saw him or her.
Yeah, Whiskers just joined us.
Oh, is it a male or female?
There we go.
Oh,
she's a female. She appears on the test card.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's her
right.
claim to fame.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So was Whiskers also at Chunky Fringe?
No, she doesn't like cars, and she doesn't.
Oh.
So therefore, she wouldn't have liked boats either. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did you come over on the boat then?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We took the overnight ferry from Belfast to Birkenhead to be there. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
Was that a good journey?
It was all right.
I
stayed out to midnight on the top deck, which was quite cool.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, that's frozen again. It seems to do that.
Well, David says a cat has appeared. Live cat video. Yeah, we really appreciate having cats on this stream and dogs as well. So Ryan says, yeah, I'd love to set something like that up, especially the CFAX one. I think he's talking about the pages from CFAX setup you've got there, Nathan. But I believe now we have Alistair. Welcome to the stream, Alistair.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me this time?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh,
So,
thank goodness.
Are you okay? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Have you recovered from Chunky Fringe now?
I'm getting there.
So what did you exhibit? Sorry.
One of everything.
One of everything, right.
Well, so, I had five TVs, the Insertomatic, the BBC Micro, and the Spectrum, but that didn't work, so it went back in the box again.
Oh, that's a shame.
And miles of cable and all the usual rigmarole.
So that was your main contribution to Block Party, or Chunky Fringe, bringing 5 miles of cable?
Yeah. Yeah. A mile for each TV.
Wonderful. So, actually, yeah, once again, you had the, what was it called? The Chunky Fringe server, or Chunkytext.
Chunkytext.
Yeah.
Chunkytext, yeah.
Let's just have a quick look here. So my stream went off. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, so you once again, you had Chunkytext. So how popular was that this time?
Not as much as for the block parties.
Right.
We got a few people sent things in to go on it so that was all right. But less people using the edit server.
Right. Well, we're going to take a quick look later on, quite a bit later on, at that stuff, at the artwork that people have posted. But actually, I should introduce. Look at this. He's in his own broom cupboard. It's Mr. Jason Robertson, the Teletext archaeologist.
Hello.
Jason.
Hi, Don. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all again.
Round of applause that every new entrant gets.
You've got the light on, Dan.
Yeah, I've got it on tonight. You can see my Chunkytext t-shirt in the background as well. Ripped off from CFAX Holidays.
Oh, I should have put my t-shirt on you designed for the Wigan Block Party.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's not talk about that because I think we could do something better next time.
That's a very good t-shirt.
Oktoberfest one. Yes, well, the less said about that, the better. How are you tonight, Jason?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
You're not grim tonight, are you, Mr. Fandango?
Not grim, it's Friday night.
Excellent.
No reason to be grim, is there?
Absolutely not, because you're here with us on the stream. So thank you. So I know your time with us tonight is limited. So I hope the other guys don't mind if we jump into Jason's segment. So quickly, I guess an introduction briefly. What did you exhibit at Chunky Fringe?
Well, this time I brought a couple of Raspberry Pis with me with some teletext on. Usually I've brought the archive on a laptop before, but this time I went for a for real teletext on real tellies approach. So on one TV I'd got some digitisers because we were at Digi Live, obviously, and on another one I just got various other things on. I was showing the Space Shuttle Live CFAX blog thing, where when they first launched the Space Shuttle in 1981, CFAX kind of live blogged it. Of course, we didn't. That wasn't a thing in those days, blogging. But CFAX had a bit on screen saying, they're now filling up the tanks with liquid oxygen, and the chase planes have taken off, and things like that. That was all being described on screen, and then it sort of told you what was happening in the various stages of the launch. So they were blogging it as they were going. So I was showing that off because we can show that in real time.
Oh, okay.
But then I switched a bit later on to the Bad Apple demo, which is the Bad Apple is it's kind of a monochrome film, if you like. It's just black and white, really basic sort of black and white animation, but it's often used to demo on sort of lower spec machines to sort of show them off. It's a bit like trying to run Doom on anything, on it's a bit like that sort of equivalent, but
on teletext.
But yeah, well, that would be quite something, wouldn't it? Hurt me plenty. But yeah, so I converted Bad Apple from MP4 onto into a black and white AVI, and from that I took all the bitmaps out of that, converted them into teletext, and just played them back as teletext pages one after the other. So there's literally one page on the service, but it just so it just plays lots and lots of pages one after the other. So instead of teletext showing page 100, then page 101, 102, 103, etc., it was all page 100, and each page was a different frame of the animation. So yeah, it looks pretty good on teletext. So that's a testament to Bad Apple itself, really, because it's fairly, it's black and white, it's nice and it's easy to do. So I'll try some Amiga demos at some point and see if I can get those converted over.
What, in teletext?
If I can find some nice, I've got my eye on, or is it Nine Fingers? Actually, with the we've got the rave dancers. I might try that, see if I can convert that into teletext. That'd be pretty good. And but yeah, so that went down well. Bad Apple, that was getting lots of gasps from people, so I left that on quite a lot, and then various people were coming through.
So did you say that was running via the Raspberry Pi?
Yes, that's right.
It didn't fry the thing, did it? Because I've always had it in my head that if you run things that quickly on teletext, it might destroy the computer running it.
No. Although it turns out that one of my Raspberry Pis is a bit iffy. It's got information down the right hand side of the corruption down the right hand side of the screen. So I had to swap it to another one. So the older Pi was better. So I've no idea what's wrong with the newer one.
They've ruined it for teletext purposes. It's terrible. So
yeah, they took out the composite connector and replaced it with a sort of a jack plug.
Right. So
I blame that.
Which Pi is that? Pi 4? Are we up to? Pi 3?
That one's a 3, I think. Yeah.
3.
So I'll have to try another one.
Okay.
But,
well, that's good to know for future, I think.
Yeah,
but
I don't think the 4 outputs composite video by default. I think you have to throttle it or something to make it run composite video. Isn't that right?
You have to do what? You have to
the settings you have to change in config.txt.
Yeah.
For the 4, but the 3 and 3B should work fine.
Yeah.
I use 3.
So I think I could try and put it on that at some point. The Raspberry Pi 400.
Is that the latest one then?
The 400 has no analog output.
I'm not talking to you.
What was that? Alexa?
Yeah, it was Siri. It was like, I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking to you, Siri.
Siri is always listening.
No, Alexa's kicked off now. It's like I for one welcome our new robot overlords.
Are they talking to each other? Oh dear. You've probably triggered a whole combination of things now.
Hopefully they're all arguing with each other.
So I was just going to mention regarding the Bad Apple demo. Do you remember at Block Party 2016,
Yes.
16 or 17, BitShifters ran Bad Apple on a BBC Micro using roughly the same sort of process?
Yeah, that's right. When BitShifters did it, I mean, it was really sort of like, whoa, when they did that. I mean, that's kind of like, it's where I got my inspiration from, really, from seeing that. But when the BitShifters did it, they that was in mode 7 on a BBC Micro, and I think that was streaming from disk. But that's all the more impressive, really, to sort of get that on a 32K machine. Whereas on the Raspberry Pi, which I used, we've got loads of memory space, so we can be, you can use all that extra hard disk space. But on a BBC Micro, you've got 32K and you've got a floppy disk, and you've got to get it all on there. But that was in mode 7, which is teletext mode. But this one is actually, pure teletext. the one I was showing off. So it'll just work on any teletext set. You don't need the BBC Micro. You just need a teletext set.
Well, that's magnificent. Then that works, because I think that sort of opens the floodgates for a lot of other artists to come in and make things like that. Brilliant idea, I think. I know Pixel Blip has uploaded a bunch of, or did upload a bunch of animations that worked in that way to TFAX, but I don't know if they've been removed now. Is that right, Peter? Do you know if they're still up there so people can view them? Pixel Blip's animations on TFAX?
I don't know. I know Alistair and Nathan have been clearing it out a bit.
Right. The reason go ahead.
Well, I think they need Pixel Blip could have his own channel, could have his own online channels, and a dedicated stream for doing things like that. Maybe one for each animation.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah. Maybe, do you think we could set something like that up? I think Pixel Blip would love that, wouldn't he? He's done so many animations. Some of them have got maybe over 100 frames though, so I don't know if that would affect things.
Yeah, we can make special services that do that, and can probably make special displayers, because I've got my VBit in Vision. It currently it's throttled so that it only goes at frame rate, at normal TV rate, but because it's a Raspberry Pi and it's not a real TV, you can just take that limitation off and have it rattle through as fast as it can, which is very much faster than Teletext. So do you know what my VBit Envision thing actually is? Or have you lost track of the VBits? But what VBit Envision is it, you can run the Teletext service on a PC or a laptop, a Raspberry Pi, and you can feed the video straight into a monitor, so you don't have to go through a TV. You can go straight to a projector. So we had a projector running the VBit Envision, and also had my Pi 400. I can turn the camera around to my Pi 400 so you can see what it looked like. Is that that's my Pi 400 down there? I don't know. Is that coming through?
Yes.
There's my Pi 400. There's a lovely, tasty background. If you look at the icons, each one is a service with a little palm tree. So if I wanted to see Turner, you can click on it, and up it comes. And you can use a remote control, infrared remote control. So you can just, I haven't got that set up at the moment, but it's a simple little plug-in for the computer so that you can run that. So you can pick a page just like you can on a proper teletext system. So it's, so you get the full experience on a monitor as big as you want. So this is a 24-inch monitor I've got running here. So that's what the VBit Envision does. So I had a couple of old laptops running it, and the projector in the hall was in the hatch end hall was doing that, and a Raspberry Pi. So that I didn't even have any proper televisions at the show.
Well, I think everybody else made up for that with the hundreds of TVs that they brought along. So what I was going to ask to you, Peter, and indeed everybody else, what sort of feedback did you get from your exhibits? I guess you first, Peter.
Not very much, because when you look at it, they just appear to be teletext screens, and there's no clue as to the technology behind it. So, you know, mine had random pages of up-to-date stuff. I think the only thing that surprised people was that the news, thanks to Nathan, was up to date.
Yes.
I think Jason's was a bit more dynamic because it was doing stuff that teletext shouldn't be allowed to do. running videos. But again, he had a Digitiser capture, which was an exclusive for this show. But people just sort of look at it and say, "Oh, it's a Digitiser page." They don't know that it's just been recovered, and it's the first time people have seen it for 20 years or whatever. So
did you not have a little placard explaining, or a little piece of paper to say what it was?
no. So people looked in and they saw this stuff going on, and I didn't really have any time to explain anything. So because I was busy doing video and getting my bum mask polished up and that kind of thing. So
The most exciting part.
Yeah. Do we need to give some context for the bum mask, maybe?
Yes,
Oh,
go ahead.
that comes later.
Well, yeah, we could do. It depends how much time Peter's got. We could go into it now.
Just for viewers who have stumbled in and have absolutely no idea about found footage. So
Okay.
Yes, well, found footage. It was the 5th anniversary of found footage. So as a centerpiece of Mr. Biffo's DigiLive show, he featured some of the characters that were on found footage. So he featured them live, including Goujon Jean and a couple of the Xenox workers, and some of these things called bum monsters, who are basically people with a bum instead of a head. So that was how I appeared in the found footage, and we'd all kept our uniforms, including our bum masks. So us bum monsters got together for a dramatic scene in the middle of DigiLive, and but that involved some rehearsing because we hadn't seen each other for 5 years, and you have to rehearse these things because in the bum mask you can't see anything, nothing at all. You can't even hear very much because everything's muffled. So had to be careful that yes, I'm the second from the left in the black boiler suit, and that Goujon Jean mask was quite spectacular because it was actually an LED screen with the Goujon Jean's face on. So it was very surreal. So yeah, the bum monsters at the side. There's a little bum monster guide with an ordinary mask on to lead the bum monsters on and off. And the triangle is a Brannigan's vortex where the universe traveling bum comes out of to conquer the multiverse. Yeah, so like most of DigiLive, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So just go along with it. It's just a lot of fun and mayhem, and so but I was glad I went along. It was quite a spectacular. It's a shame it ran out of time, but it was worth making the effort to get there.
We're all very pleased that you did, Mr. Kwan, because you contributed quite a lot.
I think one of the things about the Chunky Fringe as well is that the people who came in to see the teletext were basically a subset of Digitiser fans, weren't they? So it wasn't the general public as such. It was just sort of a few people who might have been interested in teletext out of the Digi crowd.
People came in randomly wanting to buy snacks for their kids who they're taking to some whatever the kids do on a Saturday afternoon. But yeah, there weren't many random walk-ins, and I think the Digitiser crowd were happier to drink outside in the car park. They were there with their Monster Energy drinks and their fruit-flavored ciders, and they're quite happy to mellow out in the nice weather.
Is that because you weren't allowed alcohol in the venue?
I don't know. I mean, there's a supermarket right next door, so you can get as much alcohol as you want.
I think it's because it was a nice day.
Yeah.
I think if we'd have had 10-minute shower or so, we'd have got a lot of people coming in looking at televisions.
Yeah, I think the mistake I made was to have no panels at all in the room this year in the Hatch End suite, because that brings a lot of traffic in. It was partly logistical because until about 2 weeks before, we had enough people to either do a panel or man the exhibits, one or the other. But it's also a compromise that when the panels are running, it's hard to speak to the exhibitors, but certainly next time, definitely have some panels in there, even if it's a bit compromised, just to bring a bit more traffic in and provide some context for what's on display at the back as well.
But did you say you were selling snacks in there as well?
Not selling them.
Right.
We did
David
take
brought in
£13.80, so
yes, donations accepted. I think there's
okay.
probably legal reasons why you can't sell things.
I think that was a good idea, though. That must have been a bit of a draw. Come in here for free snacks and also see the teletext stuff. Remember that for next time.
Tea and biscuits featuring Chunky Fringe.
Any of the other exhibits, Jason, Nathan, and Alistair, what sort of feedback did you get from those?
Well, not a lot, because there was nobody there looking at them.
Yeah, we have one or two people coming through. I mean, basically, I was thrusting the remote into people's hands, really, if you stood still near enough. If you were near to, stood still long enough, it was like, how do I go with this? You know, because I think what we didn't do very well, I don't think, was do much promotion. I mean, I did more than last time. I'd got signs with me. So as people knew I was even there, you know, I'd put them on the table, but. Really, as you say, we needed a bit of paper to say this is what this is, and then people can actually know.
What we really needed was to send every 20 minutes, go outside and have somebody in the car park saying, "Go over there. There's televisions."
Yeah, round them up.
Just spread false rumours. Go over there. There's free alcohol.
Another thing to write down for next time.
Yeah, I think with the when we were at the Cambridge Centre for Computing History, I think the people were going there anyway, weren't they, for the day out? They weren't going for the teletext. The teletext was an extra thing they just nipped into and had a go of, you know. So
that's a great venue for block parties for that reason.
It is, yeah, it is. It is. And I know I keep mentioning it occasionally about the Bradford Museum of Film and Television. That'll be another good one. I think. So it's nowhere near anybody, nowhere near any of us, is it? But
well, we've got a new place which has opened up just 4 miles away from me.
Is that the Stroud Computer Centre? I saw them recently. Yeah. They'd found a rare game or something.
They've got an old mill. There are hundreds of mills in the Stroud area, and they moved into one of them, and they've got lots of consoles, and they seem to be very. They've got a YouTube channel, and they're taking the CD32 apart, and they're trying to get a full motion video card running. So that that's quite impressive, because you need a hot air gun and you need to repair tracks on PCBs. So they seem to be very technically minded there, but I haven't been because they haven't actually opened yet, but hopefully they'll have enough space to hold a little block party.
I have seen pictures of this on Twitter. I'm trying to find them. Is it Retro Cave or something? Something like that.
Something like that. It's in Chalford near Stroud.
Chalford. Yeah, well, I have seen some pictures. Oh, actually, it's been on the BBC as well, Radio Gloucestershire, and maybe an article on the BBC website as well. The Cave. It's been built at an 18th century mill and features an array of vintage favourites. Neil Thomas raised £42,000 to fund the project and spent lockdown making the museum. And let's see if we can get some pictures up of this, because I think it's magnificent. The retro
Well, I'm
cave.
hoping he's got enough space to hold a block party. I thought Wigan looked a lot bigger on the photographs. When it turned up, it was a tiny little cupboard.
Cozy.
Yeah. Well,
Intimate.
Cheers, Peter.
Yeah, a Pinot Noir.
Hey Dan, I'm gonna have to go shortly, but just I've got if you like, I can play Bad Apple over
Yes.
the stream.
that would
If
be
you-
good.
If you give me the if you can share, let me share the screen.
Absolutely.
I think one other thing as well is what I should have done actually on the day is brought my daughter with me, because she started designing teletext pages.
Oh, really?
So yes, so and she's put a few on Twitter actually. So I'll have to is it Dandelion TTX at Dandelion TTX? I think it is. Yeah, DANDY Lion TTX. Is that right?
Something like that, it seems. But I think I've seen some of these.
Yeah, I think you might have followed her as well. I didn't
Yeah.
actually let on it was my daughter.
I wondered who that was. Alexandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dandelion TTX. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so she started doing that, and she's pretty good actually. She's better than me. That's not too difficult. But yeah, so before I disappear, if you want to do the, have I got access yet? No.
You're
Wait,
on
wait.
full screen currently.
I know, but I can't share my screen.
Oh, right.
I'm clicking on the button and it says host disabled, share screen.
Okay. Right. You
But,
should be able to
let me
share the
try it.
screen now.
Oh, there we go. Right, so hopefully you'll be able to see the teletext player there.
Yes.
Right, okay, then here it comes then. So, yeah, first of all, here's a reverse drawing page, just for showing off purposes. So this is that page drew really slowly because it's interleaved within all the frames of the animation of the demo, but just by way of a sort of a title screen, really. So if I select page 200, you can see the demo running.
Wow.
So you can see the frame number at the top there. That's just the pages as they go past. So you can imagine the pages ticking by on teletext. You know, when you put your page number in and you're waiting for the page to appear, the numbers going past there are going at roughly the same rate, aren't they? So it kind of shows it is, you know, proper teletext. It was actually running faster than this on the Raspberry Pi in at the Black Party.
Why are you running on a Windows 98 PC at the moment?
It's old. It's not that old, but it's yeah, that could well be time locked because of the frame rate and whatnot.
Yes.
I don't really know. But it could be. It will be doing. It's designed to run at proper broadcast speed.
So the next thing we need to do is get that shown on an actual broadcast teletext service and take up thousands of frames in one of the magazines.
Yeah. Once you've closed down at night, I think.
So GK Max says at Harrow, this was running on an actual TV at about 30 frames a second.
Yeah, it was. It's faster than this. Yeah.
I think we get a good test of it, even if it is running a little bit slower.
Yeah. No, it's still there. Just so you can see it rather than talking about it. We can see it
in the flesh.
And is this just a big stream file, T42 file?
It is.
Right.
That's all it is.
Stick that up on the viewer as well, and if it's a sensible number of lines.
Let me see if I can put on the. How does this work?
I've got the BBC One Globe one up at the moment.
Yeah, I wish I'd thought. I wish I'd thought of that. It's like, why didn't I think of that? It's like I love idents, and it's just why did that not? Because I'd previous to this one, I'd done an ATV animation.
Then I
as
did
well.
Thames as well.
Have I got that to hand? Oh, I have got that to hand. But yeah, this is the what hopefully you can see now on the screen share is the contents of the file. So it's just a T42 file. You can see the header at the top there. It's all in gibberish, of course, because it's got the parity bit set.
Oh, I was just going to say.
You can see the frames there going past if I flick through.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see the bad apple animation running there.
I'm going to say it's like that bit in the Matrix. I don't see the gibberish anymore. It just looks like
you can see.
to me.
Yeah.
I spend so long looking in the text editor.
So that's it's just basically a massive teletext stream.
I was going to ask about Cree text that it says there. Is that Alistair Cree text?
Cree text, yeah.
Grim text.
So right, wait a minute. Let me just what have I got here? Let's try this one. So this one, it's like I was saying about idents. This one's an ATV ident I converted.
Oh.
Oh no! Wait a minute. What have I? Just looking at what I've got here. I did ABC as well. What's happening on this one? Not a lot. Well, it's ticking away, but it's not doing anything. Anyway, the some experimental ones here. What are these? That's a part of an Amiga demo.
Yep.
State of the art. This one, it's I've got different threshold levels set for the black and white. Having more success than it hasn't worked at all, has it? But anyway, so yeah, that's some of the animations I was working on. But yeah, I'd like to do 9 fingers because that's got the dancers on, but whether I can pull off the threshold levels to give a nice black and white image or not. So I'll be able to get that to work.
Well, maybe we'll see that at the next block party.
Maybe. We'll have to sort one out, won't we?
Yes. We'll need to do that.
Well, I might still have the booking for the side room at the hall in Cheltenham back from 2019, but it seems that a computer museum of some kind or a film and television museum seems to be in demand. So,
ooh, what's this? The art.
Yeah, it's state of the art. It's the Amiga demo, but it's not working with the thresholds as it needs work. There's stuff going on, but you can't really tell what it is. It's an experiment basically.
It's a piece of abstract art. A Christmas tree, a diagonal Christmas tree.
I can't remember what that is.
oh, that's the intro screen. It's recognisable if you've seen the original, even at this rate.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's a dancer.
Oh, cool.
It's just.
Oh, do I mean this? Do I mean state of the art, not 9 fingers? I think I do mean state of the art.
Yeah, this is state of the art. This has got the interference patterns of the circles that probably won't translate at all to black and white. But you can still make out the dancing.
Cool rap GFX.
No, it's on its way, isn't it? It's not that bad.
Yeah. You can tell what's going on.
Yeah. Probably better actually on a real teletext screen because that'll be quicker.
Yeah.
Give a better illusion of animation.
The only thing we need to do is hack it so we can have the song as well.
Yeah, but I don't know about. I can hear this demo. I don't know about anybody else.
Right.
The music's playing in my head as I watch it.
Like when I put the Thames logo on all the
Yeah.
TVs at Block Part at Chunky Fringe.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
I'll take my leave. I'll let you get on. I'll try and drop in later on if I get a chance.
Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight and demonstrating some of the stuff that you had at Chunky Fringe.
Thanks very much. I'll
It's been
speak to
good
you
to
all
have
later
you.
on. See you later.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye. Excellent. So, what did we think of that, guys? What did we think of the technology exhibited, I guess, at the Chunky Fringe? Where do you think we're going? And what are your plans for what's coming next, I guess?
Well, I did ask if we're going to Wigan again.
Yes. Are you asking me that question?
Yeah, just wondering if we can invite ourselves over for next year.
Oh, just to do sort of an off-grid type thing.
Yes, a more intimate block party.
Well, we could always do one at Steam again, but don't worry, it'll be a different space because since then, the shop has moved and it's going to be moving again by the time we do another block party in Wigan. So it could be a larger space to play around in. But if that doesn't work out, I'm sure there's a few other places in Wigan we could do it.
Or we could ask the Cambridge Computer Museum again, maybe.
I'd love to do it in Cambridge. It's just
That's a great space there.
Okay.
An excellent space for our teletext type geeky stuff. And I like the fact that people can walk in, as Jason said, they're just coming to see other stuff, but they find out about teletext. I think that's one of the best parts because you're introducing new people to this stuff. I think with Chunky Fringe, you're already preaching to the crowd. It's just a bit of a demo of what's going on. And whereas when we had the block party, roughly like 40 or 50% of the people that came in were just people visiting the museum, which I thought was really cool. So I think that's a +1 for the Cambridge Computer Museum again.
Okay. Shall I rule the Cheltenham Community Hall out at this stage then?
Not completely, I don't think. So
Yes, there's always the bit of an issue that, well, Cambridge isn't quite London, but it's quite a distance for some people to travel, which is where Wigan at least gives people up north a chance to get there as well. So
is Cheltenham Essex?
No, that's Chelmsford.
Or sorry, Chelmsford, not Cheltenham. Sorry.
Yeah, Cheltenham is Gloucestershire, so it's about 7 miles. No, about 10 miles for me.
Right.
So it's really convenient for me.
Bit of a pain for me.
Well, I don't know. We probably would still get a few people to go down there. We'd get the London crowd coming up.
Oh, I'd still go. It's just a pain.
Is it more of a pain or less of a pain than Wigan?
I don't know. I've only driven to Wigan, so I can't.
Careful.
yes. Another question is, do we want to try tagging on to the Mr. Biffo Grand Tour next year, or do we just want to stay independent?
I wouldn't be against tagging on to Biffo, not at all. there's a ready-made crowd there, I suppose. Any excuse?
I'm just not sure they're a crowd for teletext. That's all.
Yeah.
The Teletext. That's be quite something.
Well, it was more of a logistical thing, I think. If there were a way that we could do our exhibition in the hall before the actual show, or if we could find a way to have speakers on stage and do it that way, or like a big panel with us all, then people might turn up early for something like that. Perhaps. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But people might just filter in and watch it.
Well, one thing that GK Mac did find, he was looking more for an event where we can be making teletext pages without having to worry about entertaining an audience as well. So it might be nice to have a block party almost just for us, and then
Yes.
keep Chunky Fringe and such things as a somewhat more public event.
Yeah, I think that could work. I'm dark again now. There we go. Yeah. So I think either way could work, really. Like I said, any excuse to do some teletext stuff. But yeah, even if it's something low key where there's just a dozen of us go to like a very small venue, and we don't have exhibits, but we just get together and make pages or talk about things.
I thought Nathan was about to do Bad Apple Live for a moment there.
So what's going on over in the control studio, Nathan?
We're going dark.
Yeah, it's that time of night, the spooky time of night when it all goes dark. Yeah,
It
so
just looks cool with the monitors all lit up and just a silhouette.
it does. It's fantastic, I think. Yeah. Trying to think what it looks like. Yeah, it does look like Bad Apple, doesn't it? So what's happened to Snapper, Peter? Has he run away now?
Snapper's, he brought his toys to play with them.
Oh.
So I wouldn't play with him. So he's gone off to sulk. Snapper. He didn't come to the Chunky Fringe. We dropped him off with my dad, and he stayed in Wembley for the period of the Chunky Fringe and Digi Live. So
Wow.
and the
Well,
situation in
By
Hong Kong.
popular demand.
No, my father, he's got a couple of women from Hong Kong, refugees. Well,
Okay.
they're fleeing Hong Kong, and so they're staying with my father. And yeah, they made a lot of fuss about Snapper over the weekend. So we went to the Chunky Fringe. We went to the Digi Live. We didn't stay till 1 a.m. like a lot of the Digi fans. But we stayed in a hotel, then picked up Snapper the next day, went home. So he got to miss that one, but I don't think he'd have liked the Digi Live, having to sit in that hall for 3 hours and lots of noise and lots of mayhem. And I don't think Snapper would have got on with that at all. So we left him at home.
Well, GK Mac says, I preferred it, Peter, when your neighbor's cat tried to play your ukulele.
Yes, if I'd had my guitar next to me, and every time Snapper came up to me and wagged his tail, he'd play the guitar. You'd hear this strumming going along. But never fear, the ukulele's not far. Got my many ukuleles tuned up and ready to go at a moment's notice.
Did you have a ukulele play along at Chunky Fringe?
No, I knew there wasn't going to be time, so I left all the fun stuff at home. So I did bring 3
Ooh,
palm trees.
ukulele jam in the car park. That will drive some traffic in next year.
Yeah, ukulele, teletext, DigiLive, 3-in-1. Who could resist that?
Certainly not me. Wonderful. So somebody said, just the dude said, Nathan is now the mysterious teletexter. I guess that was when he was in the dark, in the shadows.
Yeah, just needs to be stroking the cat as well at the time for maximum effect.
Yes, Blofeld, the Blofeld of teletext.
He's
I would look good in silhouette, right enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the teletext prancer.
Yeah, the TTX prancer. Yeah. So the vast majority of Digitiser Live is not up on YouTube yet. There are clips of it, and there's of course the Golden Bean with Beanus. So we're going to save the vast majority of chat about Digitiser Live for another time because, well, we might ruin a few things, I think. And also I'd like to get some of the other people who participated to come on and talk about that separately. So if anybody's interested in that, just let us know. So let's just go to the chat because we haven't done for a long time. Very sorry, guys. We really got into it there and we've been neglecting you, sorry. So just the dude said, the height of human existence will be when the robot overlords can make their own teletext art. I mean, I would like to see some of the living bums, the bum faces, make some teletext art. Join the community.
Be quite difficult since they don't have eyes. They can't see what they're doing.
We could direct them. We could say, put a pixel there. Put a pixel
Lift
there.
a bit, right a bit.
Yeah, it's like the golden shot with the golden bean, of course.
Golden bean shot.
Golden bean shot. So Sarah said, well, you've read this though, Nathan. It's great that you were able to rescue your monitors. So where did you say you got them from? Did you say on the stream or was it in the chat?
Yeah, I said on the chat there was the school was getting rid of, we were upgrading all their computers, and there was a load of monitors and old computers sitting for throwing out. And as you do, I went over. I love them. And that was how I got all my monitors.
Well, there you go. No, that's a good a way as any, I would say.
In fact, the computer that's running them is actually out of there as well. It's just been heavily upgraded since I got it, because it was from about 2012, but it works decently well anyway. I mean, it runs OBS, so it's as good as anything, I suppose.
As long as it's being put to good use, I think.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Better than rotting in the bottom of a skip anyway, that's for sure.
Yeah. So you salvaged them. That's a great piece of salvaging work, I think.
Yeah, while we're on the topic of salvaging, I live in a fairly affluent area. When I take Snapper out at night, there's often stuff that's been put out on the free pile. So last Sunday there was a cement mixer. I left that one, but a couple of months ago somebody left out 2 laptops. So I picked them and threw out the hard disks, put new hard disks in, and they run VBit InVision surprisingly well. So I loaded them up with the Teletext software and was exhibiting those. And the great advantage about stuff that you get off the free pile is if somebody had come in and stolen them, they wouldn't have been worried at all, because I'd have lost the price of a hard drive.
Well, I'm also looking on Twitter right now, and it seems that the Computing History Museum had something like that the other week, because
they had a beautiful iMac, the type that was like half a sphere with a screen on top of it. So I'd have liked to I'd have liked to go and nab that one. That's the dark screen on the left. That is actually an iMac, and I would have just got that just as an ornament. I'd have never switched it on. That would have been really cool. But yeah, if you'd seen anything you liked, I could have sent my son round because he lives in Cambridge. He's a 5-minute drive away from there, so he could have picked some stuff up.
Yeah, a nice selection of computers. I'm guessing they've all been taken, or most of them will have been taken by now, because that was what, the 12th of September.
Yeah. Or they'll be in a skip.
It looks like, looking at this sign here, buy our old tech or just take the free stuff. So I guess they would have more stuff for sale in there. That's pretty cool.
Some of the stuff's got prices on, or suggested prices.
Yeah, £60. I think,
the boxes of stuff are free. The
there's a
PC in the middle. You've got the iMac, and then is that a Mac as well next to it, the other screen, and then the one next to that, the blue, that looks like an Advent PC from PC World, probably with a Pentium 4 in. And the reason I say that is because there's one exactly the same sitting on the floor in the workshop downstairs.
Trouble is, if you tried to buy that one, they force you to buy an extended warranty as well, the museum. So.
Yes, yeah. They're a bit slow to use for anything, those. That's why it's sitting on the floor.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to go back and do a block party there in the future. So if anybody in the chat would come along, I guess, just register your interest.
Well, the Cambridge Computer Museum are running a Retro Computer Festival weekend soon on the 9th and 10th of October. And I think one of the exhibitors there, yes, on the Antique Code Show panel, we had Fred Williams and Kwang Duen. And Kwang will actually be back, I think, showing some of his many games consoles as well. So,
okay. So actually, we have talked about the Antique Code Show panel at Digitiser Live/Chunky Fringe, but I don't think we've specifically asked you, David, your own perspective on that. What was the experience like presenting that panel?
Well, it was quite funny going in because at the time, I think they must have been testing the smoke machine for the evening show. So I thought, hang on a minute, there's a bit of a rock concert set up here. That's not quite what we need, but it was fine. The smoke mostly dissipated by the time we started, and I really couldn't see the audience very well, so it was a bit of a blur from the front, really. So.
Well, that might have helped because they were all sticking 2 fingers up. Well, I'm only joking. The denizens of Digitiser would never do that sort of thing.
There was
wouldn't be Digitiser if they didn't occasionally.
there was a Beanus in the audience, a cosplaying Beanus wearing the full setup.
I think that helped keep the audience in there because they had to go past him if they wanted to get out again. So, thank you, Rich Uncle Beanus.
Oh, is that the Rich Uncle Beanus? A different Beanus?
That's what I'm calling him now. I think that's what he should be.
Did
be
he
disappointed to find out who it actually was. It's just lose the air of mystery.
He's a step Beanus.
Well, did he remain in cosplay for the entire day, as far as you know?
Yeah, I saw him many times during the day, and he never took that mask off.
We're assuming it was a mask.
So Biffo wasn't mad that there was somebody impersonating him. Did Beanus on stage ever mention the other Beanus in cosplay, his brother or whatever?
Rich Uncle Beanus.
Oh, right, yes.
But he did mention him in he did a follow-up video, and he did seem to be quite chuffed that there was a Beanus cosplayer who turned up. So he's you felt quite honoured by that.
Yes, I must also point out, I think this chap was entirely mute throughout as well. It just gave a bit of a Halloween Michael Myers vibe to it.
It was rather ominous, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He came in and stood by me watching himself on all of the TVs in the
I thought it was absolutely perfect.
Chunky
for
Fringe,
capturing the
which that
creepy
was
side of Beanus.
creepy.
Did any of you try speaking to him? Did he communicate via mime?
No, he was more of a sort of lurking, staring, semi-motionless presence, just this wandering enigma, basically, and I thought that was great.
I think that's one of the highlights for me, the fact that there was a full Beanus cosplayer. That's awesome. I did see the pictures because I think it was Rusty Russ, who might be watching right now. He posted a picture from the back of the arena, and I swear, I thought, is that Beanus in one of the front rows? It just looked like him with the orange wig. I thought, nah, it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So does anybody else have any other thoughts on Chunky Fringe?
I just wonder if we're going to see a blurry bean-based character appearing on the CCTV in Nathan's background just before the feed cuts out again. So.
Da, 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 da. There you go. We've got him live on the show today, and he's going down to Nathan's house to say hello. Yeah, he's checking now. We've got him running scared.
Oh dear.
There's something bad happened.
No, Tammy's started playing loud adverts.
Oh, okay.
Seem to be related to what we're saying because it said very loudly "bean to cup." Yeah. Well,
Yes,
It was an accident. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It actually enriched our live stream. It's good to
Trying
have
get
little.
NTV style interruption where it suddenly cuts to Peter's house and you're live on national television, except you've got Beanus instead of Noel Edmonds.
NTV. Isn't that what
BTV, presumably.
NBTV? What is that? What your service is called, Nathan? Is it NBTV?
This one's NMP TV.
NMP. So, what are your plans for the future with NMP TV?
Well, I got a hacked TV today, so it might get a DVD.
ooh,
I might get a digital version with CFAX eventually.
Boo.
Or it might gain NICAM stereo, one of the two.
Ooh. That's more useful.
Yeah.
What about Does it support level 2.5? I assume it does.
None of my TV, well, one of my TVs does, but this doesn't, and the decoder doesn't. So I need to build a level 2.5 decoder. That's the next project.
Okay.
There is you can't see it, but behind here, there's a drawer full of chips.
You need to get one of those ones with 200 pins and a 600-page data sheet.
Yeah. The problem with those is they come with their own software for programming them. And of course, you can't get the software now anywhere. So I don't think, unfortunately, that'll work. I think the best way of doing it would be with one of the data stream decoders that and then plug that into a Pi and use something like Peter's VBit IV with 2.5 enhancements. I think that'd probably be the best route to go down for that.
Okay, so that would be fantastic. Anything that you could enhance in the future would be wonderful to see, because let me be the first to say that I love what you're doing and the service that you're providing to bring pages from CFAX back, which is wonderful.
Thank you.
And I guess everybody else who contributed to that project as well. You're all fantastic. Okay, speak of you, gallery, back to gallery view. Okay, so apologies to the people in YouTube chat. but I've not mentioned you all night. Ryan Ginnelly, I know you're in the Discord. Fidian Genial was here earlier, and he says, I love how those grim text animation frames work. Sorry, Fidian, I missed your comment at the time. If you're still watching, hi. Good to have you here. If you're watching on the VOD as well, hi. Pages from CFAX says, hey, Nathan, great job. Do you know who Pages from CFAX is?
No, they started live streaming. As I don't know if you would know. I have a version of Alistair's Viewer running on my website, and they were streaming basically a screen grab of that, screen capture of that to YouTube. I haven't seen it for a while, but they were doing like sort of short streams every few days and stuff, but. I'm not sure. They seem to have stopped again now, but yeah, so that's. But I don't actually know who it is because there's no name on it.
Well, I might have to look into that. I've been falling behind a little bit on YouTube stuff of late, but excuse me, Teletext goes on. Teletext goes on, and it lives on. So. Yes. I think this might be a good time for us to take a look at the Chunkytext service, because we do have some teletext art submitted. So let's see if we can broadcast that to you all right now. Here it is, viewer mail. So everything from this page of Chunkytext onwards was submitted by viewers using the online teletext editors. And we're going to take a quick look at the new stuff or the old stuff. Indeed, some of it is reposted, but the artwork that people have submitted this year. So let's have a look. If I can work this. There we go, 201. So right, we've got about 27 pages to look at here. So this is Retro Princess by Nikki. I think both Retro Princess and Nikki attended Chunky Fringe. Did you get the chance to speak to those guys?
I think they might have been with the cool kids on the steps with the alcohol.
They did pop in, I think, when you were over in the other hall. They briefly popped in.
Yeah, Nikki said hi briefly, and that was about it. It was very busy running in and out of the hall, trying to do stuff, get stuff ready. So, but yeah, she was there, life and soul of the party. Everybody was flocking around her. And when the night came, she had a backpack which actually had a pixel display in the back. So it was with great big chunky pixels, and it was putting up game characters and things on the back in the darkness. So yeah, so Nikki came prepared.
Well, 2 years of socialising to catch up on for some people.
Distinctly chunky pixels for Chunky Fringe, yes. Maybe she could have put Goo John John's face on there, a very pixelated version of him.
Yeah, I think it was only 16 by 16, so it's not going to get very far. Goo John John. Might just about to do the G.
Zhujan. So here we have Biffo and Sanya by Nikki. I think that's the first time that Biffo and Sanya have been captured in teletext together. So excellent. So let me just take a second to promote Nikki's live stream. It's Nikki and Bunty's live stream, actually. But occasionally Nikki's on there and she does some live teletext art stuff. So that's over on Twitch if you want to go and.
It's not on Twitch anymore.
Is it
They've
not?
moved.
Right. Are they over on YouTube now?
Yeah, they're on YouTube most nights, some nights, and something else other nights.
Well, now and again there'll be a live teletext drawing session, which is cool to drop in on and see how she does it. Because none of this stuff is traced. It's all done by eye, which is absolutely fantastic, I think. A very pop art feel to this sort of thing, very minimalistic. And I love it. Right. I think Nikki's got some more stuff here. Du-du-du-du.
I think most of the stuff on here is from Nikki, actually.
The real Red Hull. I am him. Does anybody know what this is a reference to? Is this a digi thingy?
No, this is
It's fun.
Stuart Lee and Richard Herring thing, isn't it?
Ah. I was just going to say, he has a very long chin. He is a man
He does.
with a long chin.
False arm not visible due to space limitations.
Yes. So is it a good representation of the real
Well,
Rod Hull?
It is the real Rod Hull.
It's him.
Yes.
It is him.
It is. Yeah. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh, I remember this one. I think this was entered last year, wasn't it? At the block party. It's Moss and Lewis of Digitiser fame. And there they are again. Wonderful. Always good to see that
more
again.
yellow for some reason.
Oh, it might have been upgraded for the year 2021. It's level 2.5 here. Now, is this GK Max
Yeah, that's
image?
GK Max.
Yes.
It is.
That's it.
Full page thingy, and we've got the double height, double width text there for Chunky Fringe Digitiser Live. It's an excellent exhibition, I would say, of everything 2.5 can do. And the bunting. And guess what? Orange, of course. That's wonderful. Did this flash up on a TV at any point at Chunky Fringe?
Yes, we had that on the TVs.
That would have been great to see, I
Level
think.
2 TVs there.
Yeah, always wonderful to see 2.5. I love that. I think that was one of the first pages made for Chunkytext this year. Oh, here we've got about 3 or 4 pages by me, and these are old ones not yet released that I decided to stick up because I wasn't able to make anything new. I thought I'd just submit some old unreleased artwork. Oh, the Snapper likes this one. Oh, doesn't he? I don't know.
Oh, he's a great fan. He loves the beach.
So yeah, this is related to lockdown and not lockdown, staycations and quarantines and things like that in the time of COVID. Crumbleton Beach. And I wanted to get the beach huts in there as well because there's something so British about the beach huts, I think. But apart from that, it's just another rip-off of CFAX Holidays, really. Zero refund. The deliberate misspelling there. Waste your cash today. Now, what's the next one? Ah, here we go. It's Bongo from Streets of Rage 2. Was he in 1, Bongo? The fat dude who breathes fire. The enemy. Also known as Gormand and a few other strange names, rather mirthsome names. I decided to draw him. And eyes off my portion, of course, because he's obsessed with food. Indeed, it says food on his hat. There you go. You know he likes food because it says food on his hat. Yeah, and I stole the reference image for that, incidentally. I'm not going to tell you where from. Oh, this is mine again, and it is a man in a world of audio formats. He's not sure which one to pick. Nothing more to say, really. I just thought I'd add some stripes in there to make that look nicer. And of course, the mighty, do you know who this is?
It's Lord Amstrad.
It's this Lord Sugar, of course. And I couldn't quite get him working in the genuine Amstrad
Yes.
colours.
I was thinking that's a lazy ZX Spectrum conversion where they've just kept it monochrome rather than use a full palette.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the orange if it's Amstrad?
Yeah, of course. Oh, I should have done him I'll do him 2.5. It's orange. And I think one more from me. coming up here. And it's, oh yes, It Makes Me Mad 2021. So this was actually made in about 2019. So all I did was change the 2019 to 2021 at the bottom right there. So do you guys remember It Makes Me Mad from Oracle? The section, a very popular section where people would write in to rant about things. And this is my envisioned reboot for that, if Oracle were alive today, with a very angry man there complaining about broccoli. And that's all of mine, I think, but we've got some more from other esteemed artists. Radio Kill. So I assume that's not finished. Somebody might have started an artwork, or maybe they were killed halfway through making it. That was rather unfortunate, wasn't it? Incidentally, if anybody has anything to say about these, just hop in. A fantastic demonstration of Teletext characters, I guess, rather than graphics there. Hello, the rainbow, hello. I think that's just a demonstration that somebody did, isn't it? Nonetheless, a fantastic piece of minimalist artwork. Yes, the unmistakable style of Carlos, my fellow presenter, who can't be with us tonight. That's one of his older pictures, I think, the Xenomorph. Is it one of the older ones?
I think that's a relatively new one. I've not seen it before.
An excellent piece there, an excellent contribution. Yeah, I think that's one of the recent ones, actually, from the last couple of months. And then we've got a gap, and we jump to 214. Oh, that's also Carl's Chunky Fringe with the London Underground style there, which you might have seen on Twitter up to now because he posted a picture of it. That_other_Carl, if you want to visit him and talk to him. Also Carl's, and there's a sort of, is it the flag of Norway, perhaps? Denmark, the flag of Denmark looks a little bit like. I'm not sure, a bit Blade Runner-esque maybe.
Getting a Mode 7 feel. Super Nintendo Mode 7, not BBC Micro.
Yeah, with F-Zero, yeah, and those RPG games you could get. The parallax scrolling. Yeah, Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart. A little bit like that. So that was the Super Nintendo Mode 7 as opposed to the Teletext Mode 7, BBC Macro Mode 7. Here's Nicky's Yoshi, or Yoshi. Has my picture disappeared? Oh no, it's back again. Yeah, Yoshi in separated graphics, or shout out to Carl, segregated graphics, as we're promoting a new term for it. And we've got the use of the, what does Carl call this? It's a sort of a halo thing around the character. So you've got the black line. What do you call it? Something to do with Horsenberger. I can't remember. Carl, where are
borders.
You? So yeah, the border around the character, or the border around the image. So it's sort of like a thick line.
Horsley halo.
Yeah, Horsley halo, another name for it. An excellent usage of that there. So Teletext works really well with this sort of thing, with these thick line drawings. It could be the Yoshi from Paper Mario, actually, because the stuff from Paper Mario would work very well in Teletext, I think. Ooh, it's the Predator, courtesy Carlos again, in the same sort of style as before. Is it the Predator? Yeah, it's the Predator, isn't it? It's an excellent rendition of him, or them. So I've only ever seen the first Predator film, and nothing after that. So I don't know if I'm missing out there.
Yeah, don't think anyone else has seen the Predator films, going by the lack of reaction there.
Yeah, it's a cool film with
Arnold
Our-
Schwarzenegger.
our favorite 80s
yeah.
actor. So who's this?
Yeah.
No, don't make me do it. So who's this now? Is it some TV star type person? Do we know who this is?
Peter Falk.
Peter Falk.
Yes, of course we do. Columbo.
Yeah. Now, GK Max says, apologies to Alistair, who thought I was trying to get that bunting picture on as many TVs as possible. As a first timer, I was genuinely curious to see how it looked on those old and new televisions. Pardon me. So I guess GK was at the event. What did you think of the event, GK Mac? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the Chunky Fringe stuff that we had going on? As much, I guess, as I've enjoyed listening to the stories tonight. Obviously, it probably doesn't, it probably pales in comparison to actually being there. So, is it Jean-Luc? Go ahead.
I think GK Mac, he was enjoying himself. He was, he looked a little bit nervous, but he did come around and chat to all of us. So he was certainly, he looked like he was enjoying himself there. Okay.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it was a fantastic time anyway. I think anybody would enjoy it. But yeah, it would be cool if GK Mac could join us at future events. And maybe the more, like we said, the more scaled down events. And that would be cool.
And a whole weekend as well. So there's time to make use of the equipment, having set it all up.
Yes. Excellent. So is this Jean-Luc Picard? I'm not a Trekkie.
Grumpy Picard.
A grumpy Picard, yeah. Very much in the style of Biffo and Senya from earlier, that black and white monochrome style. I always enjoy monochrome in teletext, because then you can add little accents to it, like the cyan text there, to make them stand out more. Maybe we could do a whole episode of Star Trek in the style of Bad Apple running on the pie. So is this Star Wars then, guys? Help me out here. By Nikki.
Yep.
GK Max says, a rare opportunity to talk about X/26 packets and triplets to other people and actually be understood. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I guess Chunky Fringe is good. It's good to have as a sort of techie aside to Digitiser Live. Yeah. So
when I show people circuit boards, they sort of raise an eyebrow and go, right? That's the most reaction you get. So it's good. It's good to have somebody that actually is sort of half interested in a board with bits on it.
Did you get other people who came over and said, oh, look at the fantastic work that you've done on this board?
No, don't think so.
Did you have a good chat with GK Mac then?
I spoke to him a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, we saw your cat a minute ago. I don't think she appeared on stream, but she was there. She was definitely there. Just a cat update for everybody. Right, we'll go back to the
cat.
Yeah, well, that's it. When cats and dogs are on the stream, they take over, don't they?
She keeps sniffing the mic and generally making a nuisance of herself.
Do you think you could get her to talk into the mic to meow?
She's purring, but I think that's about it.
Excellent. So somebody should do whiskers in teletext art. I think
she's a complicated. I thought about it, but she's complicated because she's all too many colors. too close together.
So that's GK Mac then.
Yeah, exactly. Here is a challenge.
Oh, is she coming to you because you're speaking and she thinks you're talking to her?
I'm not sure. She keeps walking around and sniffing at things and demanding attention. So
Warm in there with all the equipment.
probably, yeah. I think nobody's letting her into the house, so she's just coming back to me all the time. She likes to come and yowl outside my bedroom window if I'm in there as well. So she's quite attached, I think.
Oh, well, I think she likes watching pages from CFAX and NMP TV, of course. She's your biggest fan. Oh, look at that. She's so cute. Well, we have a few more, maybe half a dozen more artworks. Let's just quickly get through these. So is it Boba Fett? I don't know. That's just a character from Star Wars that I know of. David Tennant, one of the doctors. Some number doctor. I'm sure somebody will come in and tell me which number. We've got a lot of Doctor Who fans in chat. An excellent likeness there. I like the smooth lines on this one. Yeah, I like that. And monochrome once again. Choo choo choo. It's Count Duckula again. I think we had this at the block party last year. It's always excellent to see it again. I really like that. So what's going on in the background there? Is that from the intro to Count Duckula? Or is it just some sort of... I like it. It is good. It's a good way to fill the background, I think. But if there is a reference picture, it might be something that was there. What did he like? Was it cucumber sandwiches, Duckula?
I thought it was ketchup.
Ketchup sandwiches. Now then, I'm not sure whose this is because we've not got a name. I'm trying to think. But it's an excellent ladybug. Ladybug? A ladybug / ladybird on a leaf. Does anybody know who did this?
Give me a second.
We can check. We can have a look. We have the technology.
If they put something in the comment section.
Alistair says in Discord, when there was a question about something technical and we all whipped out a copy of the spec and raced to find the right chapter. Oh, this is what happened. This is what happens when you get techies together. Right, so Nathan says his laptop has run out of battery. So he's had to drop off the stream. So if you don't jump on again, Nathan, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been wonderful to chat to you there and wonderful to see your cat as well. Yeah, it's always great to see cats taking over Discord.
Yes, and quite possibly misplacing charges as well, just to ensure they get the full attention.
Well, he's done the good thing. I mean, he could have blamed the dropout on his cat, but he's being chivalrous. So whose artwork is this? Do we know?
Don't know. Might be Fidyan's.
Fidyan, yeah. Well, Fidyan's done some other stuff.
Might not be. Don't know.
It probably is because
the next two after are.
Yeah, because we've got Rolando. Now, I don't know if he made this artwork before Ronaldo came back to United, came back to England or not. I believe he did. Not sure, but an excellent likeness of the great man there, and I love how for the fade that he has, the great gradient he has on the side of his hair there, you've got the checkerboard graphics. I like that effect that he's done there. Yeah, and we've got some more footballers, I think, courtesy Fidyan. What's the next one? Is it Bruno Fernandes, I think? Sorry, I sometimes forget the names of these guys. So he's sucking his thumb, I think, there. I don't know, biting his thumb. I bite my thumb at thee. He's probably celebrating a goal, I expect. Or maybe he's drinking out of an invisible water bottle, but I think it's again, it's an excellent likeness of the footballer known as Bruno Fernandes. And I think one more from Vivian. Oh, maybe not. I don't know what's happened there. It looks like those old TVs when you would switch them off and they would go down to a single pixel in the middle. I'm glad we don't have those now. Oh, and the next one is the same. So that is the entirety of the artwork submitted this year. Chunkytext.
Nicely timed for close down there to finish on that one.
Yeah, wonderful. So any other comments on the art submitted, guys?
We probably should have publicised it a bit more.
Yeah, well, there was only approximately a week to make some stuff. So there was only a little bit of time to submit things. So, but I think in spite of that, we had quite a few good entries there, old and new. Fidian's stuff was new, and I threw a few new things up on there that are officially released now. So you can go and deface them if you like. I'll stick them on Twitter for you to have a look at in the coming weeks. So before we go on to the collaborative teletext art, do we have any more thoughts? Is there anything else that you guys wanted to say regarding Chunky Fringe and Digitiser Live?
Well, thank you for coming, everyone. And
yeah. How many people turned up to the Digitiser Live event in the end? Because it looked like there were quite a few in the crowd.
The theatre was pretty full. Bifford had not sold out all the seats, so there was room for people to spread out a bit. But because people spread out a bit, it made it look full anyway. So it was a good crowd.
On the Golden Bean video, it does look like there's an excellent crowd in, and they were hooting and hollering. So they were really getting into it. I guess they were hopped up on Monster Energy drinks and beer, though.
Yes, it was noticeably more subdued as you went further back towards the back of the hall. So
the more tired people were at the back of the hall who'd been at Chunky Fringe.
The more sober people, allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. I think that's deliberate, though. That meant to have been a deliberate setup from Biffo to get all the drunkards to throw tomatoes and things on stage from the front.
Well, toilet rolls actually, but
are we giving away too much by saying toilet rolls?
You'll see, yeah, when he releases more bits.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to watching the whole thing on YouTube and in more than one camera angle as well this time. It looks like there's been more of an effort put into the filming. Pardon me. So Peter, did you have any involvement with the filming of the main show at DigiLive?
None at all. But Tammy did. She did record a small section, and I put that on the Brannigan's Vortex page on Facebook. So didn't want to spread it around too much because I think that Mr. Biffos don't want to spoil his DVD plans or whatever he's doing with it. So we didn't record any more. But but I don't know if you can. If you're a member of Brannigan's Vortex, you can see the bum monster sequence. So it's quite dramatic.
The bum monster. I mean, is that your main takeaway from the event, do you think, Peter? The bum monsters.
Oh well, there was the Turner the Worm.
Got 3 minutes until we can start talking about that. I think it's.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, basically, the idea of that was instead of Turner eating stuff, worm eating stuff, it's people eating worms. So that was so that was
disgusting.
But I missed all of that because I was backstage at the time. I was watching it as an ex-bum monster from the wings. So I missed most of that, fortunately. But
yes, there's a bit of Teletext news there. I don't know if Dan's covered it in the last stream about the new Turner episode recently.
Oh yes, of course. Oh crumbs! What we're going to have to do next time is maybe do a special where we take a look at that. But yeah, we've I mentioned that in the last stream, didn't I? That it was just about to be launched, or maybe it was launched. I can't remember. But you can actually go and see that now at Teletext. I think Peter showed a little bit of it earlier on his stream, on his webcam.
yeah, it's got its own page on the Xenox.com site. It's not published. Not a published link. So I should really
okay.
really publish that.
Well,
so
no
it's
doubt.
It's basically the whole thing, the whole Turner story on one teletext service with the spelling mistakes taken out.
For people who don't know about this, sorry, it's a tribute to Turner the Worm, which a variety of teletext artists have got together and created. The script is written by Cthulhu of Mr. Grie's fame, and he did all the organizing of it as well. And then maybe about 7 or 8 artists got together and did all the frames to tell the story. The comeback of Turner the Worm, a fan project that we've been working on for about a year. And something to come in the future is perhaps a narrated version.
Come up and downstairs.
A narrated
Craig
version.
Wallace himself.
But also I think we'll look at it on a future stream as well. So I see that Nathan is back. I don't know if you can hear us. Nathan?
I have returned, yes.
Oh yes, in the shadows. So what's your main takeaway of Chunky Fringe, would you say? And don't say chips and beans.
Pizza, actually. But...
Lots of TVs.
TVs. Well, that's one of the reasons you go to these things, to see the old TVs, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll talk about them. Yeah, it's wonderful to see them.
Yeah, and get
basically
tested.
a good excuse for me to bring a lot of wires and spend ages connecting them all just so, and then disconnecting them all again.
Well, we're very pleased that you did.
That rings a bell to my experience.
So
discovering all the cables that have damaged outer connections and such like.
But we're all pat tested for the next block party now, so as long as we do it before September next year, our green stickers are still valid.
How long do they last? A year. Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered what you said.
Shall I get the health and safety executive advice out for this one, because it's a bit like whipping out the teletext specs to answer it properly.
Indefinitely.
Well, I did see that somebody posted a picture
Visual inspection of cable damage.
Yeah, well, somebody posted a picture of all the different pat-tested plugs, pat-tested devices.
Yeah, that
cool.
was me.
Yeah. That was awesome.
And I put a photo of the queue of things waiting for the electrician across 3 tables.
Wonderful. Well, Alistair, what's your main takeaway then from Chunky Fringe?
Well, that I took too many TVs.
Oh.
It was a lot of unloading and loading.
Well, no, I think you can never have too many TVs. You needed more.
Of course, you can't have too many TVs.
If we'd have had the number of people in the room that we had in 2019, it would have been the right number of TVs.
Right.
But without the people there, the panels drawing people in, it was a bit of a ghost town in there. So
Well, that's not something you could have seen, really.
No,
That's not your fault.
no way to know, was there? So just have to. And it's all more gear acquired and set up, ready for the next block party. So
Yeah, we've got
if we
that
did another one at
knowledge.
Cambridge or something, I could take a whole car full of tellies again.
Of course, they have to be separately pet tested by a different company. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for this, for joining us for this chat on Chunky Fringe and a little bit of Digitiser Live. Now, we're going to carry on now, and you're free to stay with us if you like, guys, people in the Zoom call. But for the next, well, half an hour to however long, we're going to go to everybody's favorite part of the show. It is the, and we have, I forget that these days, we've got a logo for this. So here it is. It's the collaborative teletext art piece. Now then, what are we going to make this one about, guys? What's going to be the subject of our collaborative teletext artwork?
I'll put a bid in for a portrait of rich Uncle Beanus.
Oh, I'm sure somebody will do that. So now I'm just about to post in the Discord our link to Artifacts. And there it is. And you may begin with tonight's collective teletext artwork. GK Max says, too many TVs. If anybody I know wants to open a hotel or a B&B and needs a TV in every room, I'll put them in touch with ZX Guesser. So we should open a hotel for teletext, shouldn't we? Hoteletext. What's this? The E. It's Beanus in E's, is it? That actually looks very good. I like that.
Yeah, someone didn't preset the graphic control codes.
All right. Oh, yes, I see. I see. Look at that. That's interesting. The E work. E's are good. E's are good. Is Nab and E's are good.
Yeah, I suppose there is a bit of a stylistic overlap.
So one thing that we've not mentioned tonight is, well, not very much, is the ZX Spectrum. And of course, we've not yet paid tribute to the late Clive Sinclair, who unfortunately passed away yesterday at the age of 81. So I don't know what a ZX Spectrum looks like off the top of my head, but I think we should have one in this artwork. What do you reckon? We'll have Beanus and a ZX Spectrum. Now that would be cool. Oh, I like the bridge that somebody's doing in the top right there.
With the dripping bean juice.
Yeah.
Oh, graphics codes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, so I did enjoy watching the Golden Bean show that's been posted to YouTube. I guess we can talk about that. We can have, are we going to have spoilers? In case anybody has not seen it. It was a very enjoyable watch, very strange, as usual from Biffo, but very enjoyable. It's best watched with friends as well, who don't know what Digitiser is. So the wonderful Beanus.
Yeah, I've got the proportions a bit off here.
Pixelated Beanus. GK Max Bunting. Yeah, that's very good.
I'm secretly, not so secretly, hoping that somebody moves in and makes a recognisable picture out of the outline.
Is this the E outline?
Yeah, should probably put in some graphic control codes.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can sort that. Oh, it's the rich uncle Beanus, isn't it? Yeah, rather than normal Beanus. Normal
Yeah,
Beanus.
the one with the top hat.
Rich Uncle Pennybags is the name of the. Is he called Rich Uncle Pennybags, the Monopoly mascot? Or Uncle Pennybags, maybe.
Yeah, because in Junior Monopoly you get Uncle Pennybags loose change. I remember.
I'm going to need a reference photo for this, I think. Let's have a look. For Rich Uncle. Sure, there's one on Twitter somewhere. Top loading error, excellent. Let's have a look for any more comments to see if we've had any. Oops. Oops. I've accidentally closed that down again. I did Control and W rather than Shift and W. Right. Let's get a picture of Uncle Beanus. The Beanus cosplayer. So, does anybody here know if the ZX Spectrum and Sir Clive Sinclair had any connection to Teletext? I guess there was a Teletext converter or adapter that you could get for the Specky. Is that right?
I would say none at all, really. Apart from maybe some lingering resentment that the BBC Micro got the BBC endorsement with the teletext mode.
Ah.
But yes, definitely a character-based system on the ZX80 and the ZX81, so a little bit teletext styled there.
Yeah, although the micros from round about that time had that teletext sort of vibe.
Yes, when there wasn't enough memory to have a bitmap display, so it was all character-based.
Was this brought up in the Antiques Code show? I've not watched the entirety of it.
Probably.
Right.
Lots of things were, which is why it overran.
Maybe I've watched about half an hour. From what I've seen so far, it's fantastic.
Yes, I should really allow a bit of time to edit down the slides beforehand next time.
I thought that set the scene. People wandering in and getting ready.
Yeah, it looked like a fantastic event from what I've seen. Fantastic talk.
Fred and Kwang were great. Were you into the Dizzy games, Dan?
Was I in for the Dizzy games?
Were you into the Dizzy games?
Sorry, yeah. I did play some of them. Yeah, I played Fast Food, maybe Quick Snacks. I had on the Amstrad CPC. Fast Food was the one I played the most. I know that's only a spin-off, but technically Dizzy.
More into the arcade games than the adventures then?
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's basically just what I had was more the arcade ones, I think. I'm sure if I actually did have some of the adventure ones, I would have enjoyed them. But probably not actually if I was 8 years old, not understanding what was going on.
They weren't difficult to start, but yes, they were quite very punishing to finish, some of them.
I did see a talk though by the Oliver twins at one of the Play Expos in Blackpool a good number of years ago now, which was very cool, enlightening. And they, I'm trying to think, they showed some sort of behind the scenes documentation from memory.
Dan, I think you've got out of sync with the server.
Have I? Right.
Yeah.
How has that happened?
I don't know. Refresh your browser, because I just refreshed mine. Yeah, that's what I can see.
Right. That's bizarre. What lap dances? So we've got ZX80, ZX Spectrum, C5, and lap dancers. Of course, Sir Clive Sinclair's greatest invention, lap dancers.
Well, I've got my keyboard out if you want to accompanying music for ZX Spectrum.
Would you be able to play, what was it? The Sir Clive, Ballad of Sir Clive. Do you know it?
Oh, yeah. So you ready for this?
Are you, let's just have a look. Are you on original sound so we can hear it?
I don't know what my sound is, but
Oh, okay. Just, I think we'll be okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
If it fails, I can imitate the loading screen.
I can see it. Hey, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the old. I don't know if you can see the keyboard in this picture.
Yeah.
It's an old harmonium picked up from a church in the 70s. So it's made by the Chicago Church and Cottage Organ Company.
Can we see that again quickly? I've just put you on the main camera. Oh, look at all those buttons. Oh, look at carving. Wonderful.
Yeah,
So-
those.
Got mahogany on the side, fully detachable, and yeah, a bunch of stops for the lower and the upper register, and down there the pedals.
And I suppose Peter can tell everyone about the massive organ he saw backstage at Digitiser Live.
Oh yeah, I've had a tootle on it many years ago. So anyway, that's the the Ballad of Sinclair on a I think it's from the 20s, that organ.
I think that was an excellent tribute to Sir Clive. So thank you very much. Wonderful. So have you practiced that, or did you just play that from memory, by the way?
Oops, it's going all over the place.
Oh, did you practice that or do it from memory, Peter?
I learned it today,
Ah,
so I thought in honour of Sir Clive.
well, maybe later on. I don't know, but if we can get you to go on original sound, could we get you to play it again? Because I think Zoom cut some of it out. It would be cool to get a good, clean version. Actually, do
A clean version. You mean without words?
well, yeah, no, it was fantastic. I'd love a proper version of that. So in your, let's have a look.
Well, I can
About-
record. I can record it and put it on YouTube later.
Okay, yeah, okay, that would be cool. But I was thinking we could have a good, clean version on the stream as well. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know how the Wi-Fi isn't brilliant up up in the organ loft.
The organ loft.
Well, it's just upstairs.
Pardon me.
No, we have very weird houses in Stroud because they're all built on steep hillsides. So you get. I think this house is on 3 different levels. It's only a 3-bed house.
Well, it's cool that you've got the organ loft.
Well, or the front room.
Oops. Somebody's right. Yeah, somebody's got held graphics on there. I won't mess around with it. So has anybody got a picture of Uncle Beanus, rich Uncle Beanus, that I can use as a reference here? Because I can only find the actual Beanus.
There's one right in the middle of the screen, Dan.
Well, I meant a reference photo. I'm not saying that this isn't photo quality. I love the eye though.
Right, I shall oblige shortly.
Somebody said to Mr. Biffo, my 5-year-old niece would like to know if Beanus and Harris would like to come to her house for tea. That's on Twitter. Ziggy said that.
The only problem is we haven't got orange.
Yeah. Well, red's as good as orange, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just extra rich in tomato sauce, this one.
So, I mean, Digitiser Live must be a nightmare for beanophobes. Beanophobia.
I think it's a nightmare for everyone.
Good shout.
It's pretty good if you want to get a tin of beans signed by Beanus.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Twitter. That Biffo actually did that, didn't he, for the Beanus cosplayer, I think.
Signed it as Beanus.
Right, leguminophobia, it's called. Leguminophobia, the fear of baked beans. So if you have that, apologies.
Or presumably any other peas and similar.
Maybe. Yeah, legumes are.
Legumes.
Yes, vegetables.
Get a picture of him. Get a picture of the bag.
What was that? Something about beans?
Tammy's looking in a photo collection for Beanus.
Oh, that would be good. Like beans. I like funerals.
I want to get a picture of the bag.
That's
Sir Clive, Sir Clive, Sinclair.
It's a shame more people.
What?
Shame more people didn't come into Chunky Fringe in the afternoon because it would have prepared them for later on. Because we had, I don't know if you you'd seen in the Discord, I set up a load of stuff for BVTV, I called it, the TV channel that Chunkytext was on. And it had 2 episodes of Digitiser and 2 episodes of The Golden Bean.
Oh, fantastic.
All with adverts in between and advert breaks and so on.
Oh.
And then after that, it had Trojan Arse Protocol, and that just played round on a loop, those 5 things.
Did you have some TVs set up in front of it? I guess if you had more of the footfall, people might have just come and sat down and watched it. If you had a set of chairs, like little cinema for Digitiser stuff, that would have been cool.
Let me see if I can find the photo I tweeted that Jason didn't like. Shows the setup of the TVs. Oh, Twitter, why are you so rubbish?
Right, still pending the discovery of Rich Uncle Beanus.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw pictures of him, but now I'm trying to find them. I can't.
Yeah,
Rich Uncle Beanus.
One of those things you only think you saw it, but there's no photographic evidence after the event.
The Mandela effect, isn't it? Like CFX holidays.
Put my photo of all the TVs showing the Trojan Arse Protocol in Discord, but you better not show it on stream, otherwise Jason will be annoyed again about his sandwich.
Sandwich? Oh, right. So he's eating his sandwich, is he?
I was concentrating on trying to get no flicker on the CRT and didn't notice his sandwich.
By the expression on me, it must have been when I was still trying to get the pie to work. Very miserable looking in that photo.
And that shows how I set up all the widescreen stuff so that the film would show in widescreen on the widescreen TVs and cropped on the 4x3 TV. All utterly pointless, but it keeps me off the street.
Chunky Fringe, it keeps us off the street. Right. So is somebody drawing a snake there on the left-hand side? Maybe. Somebody's typing something. Sir Clive, he had a huge recorder.
Beanus has been located. Courtesy of Reheated Pixels. Beanus will be making an appearance shortly when I steal the picture.
Reheated Pixels.
Yes, so I think
this would be where you say it shouldn't be green, it should be cyan.
GK Max Bunting on every TV. I love that reference there.
Right, Dan, your reference is in the Discord.
Thank you.
Oh, he's even watching the Golden Bean. There we go.
Put it this way, if you've been close to this person, you'll just breeze any encounter of Goujon.
It's a picture of Beanus, Rich Uncle Beanus, watching the genuine Beanus on TV. Is it Tony Harris as well with a mask on the TV?
That's Baby Beanus.
Baby Beanus. Oh, I've forgotten about Baby Beanus. Ah, right. So, yeah. Is he going to have a mask or not in our representation? He should have won some sort of prize for that cosplay. They should do Digitiser cosplay party award thingies. Did anybody else cosplay? Was he the only one?
Thing is, if he's wearing a mask, that'll cover up his tomato nose and sausage mouth, and he'll just look like a fat man in a hat.
I like how the mask and the suit are coordinated, and the blazer.
He's got his thing in the wrong hand as well, hasn't he?
Oh, he just got a bit tired, switched hands round. Of course, we are assuming it was the same person throughout and that it wasn't multiple variants thereof.
Beanus.
And you only notice because one's left-handed.
Some sort of bean-based conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm tired tonight. I can't think of any bean jokes.
Oh, put me on the spot now. Not sure I know any. That's probably for the best.
But I do wonder if anyone else has switched to the Legions to Branston.
Oh, from Heinz, you mean?
Yeah, if we're allowed to mention names.
I think so.
Okay.
Tesco value for me.
No, I'm still in the Heinz camp, even though I did get a tin of bad ones recently.
Oh dear, was it really salty?
No, well, it was. I think the tin had maybe been damaged. It was. They were kind of grey and, one smell, and they went in the bin. I wasn't eating them.
I thought that was what they're supposed to look like.
You only buy the damaged tins from the discount shop.
Yeah, from Tesco, you see. Other shops are available.
I say recently, it might have been a year ago. I've lost all concept of time.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. So baby, I've done baby Uncle Beanus at the bottom there, sort of.
Baby Beanus.
Baby Beanus.
Baby Beanus. Baby Beanus.
Oh, it's almost as if he's here with us. So let's see. Today's the 17th of September. So we have to say a big birthday shout out to Damon Hill. And indeed anybody else who's celebrating a birthday today in the Teletext community. But especially Damon Hill, because I know he's a big fan of the show. Oh, it's crashed. My browser has crashed. I think. Unresponsive.
I will say running Zoom, OBS, Chrome, and about 200 other tabs is stretching this 2012 modified zombie PC to its limits.
I'm not surprised. This is a I don't know what year it's from, but fairly powerful i7, and the fans have been running constantly since I connected to the Zoom call. Brings my computer to its knees.
No, it's a raw power of teletext, just too much for this modern technology.
Oh, I could tell you where everybody's gone. They're watching Nicky and Bunty.
Ah,
They got their Friday Night Live. They're doing a bit of gaming at the moment, I think.
well,
Maybe they can tune into us briefly and.
Well, apologies, everybody. We're experiencing technical difficulties at the moment. I'm not able to load the collaborative artwork.
Yeah.
But normal service will be resumed shortly. Oh,
Yes.
Hold on.
And there's free alcohol for every viewer at the moment, isn't there, Dan?
Free alcohol for every viewer, yes.
Yep.
I think it's my computer that's being a bit fussy at the moment. We're still on the air, though. Oh,
Well, perhaps you can mime the drawing for our viewers, Dan.
I could pretend to be rich Uncle Beanus. We apologize for the interruption and hope to return as soon as possible. Yes.
Yep. Hey, I'm on the air now.
I'm not sure what's happened there. Yeah, it's just not loading for me.
Is it broken?
It could have braked. Yes.
Yeah. Put my video on. That'll be the nice low bandwidth one to let your connection recover
We'll
a bit.
have to call the admin. So, can anybody else load the collab artwork at the moment? Or is it just me?
Yeah, it's fine here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It must be my internet connection now.
Oh, just a dude says he wants some teletext music. I don't know any of that stuff.
You could improvise something.
Yeah. Just do a
I could
jazzy
provide
Sir
that,
Clive.
but you'll get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Just bit of jazzy Sir Clive and just drop the tempo a bit, and no one will know the difference. Pop on the auto accompaniment if it's got one, and
Not a 1920 organ.
have to go down market and find a Casio tone a bit quick then.
Yeah, one of those £10 keyboards.
I'm a Yamaha.
Oh, Yamaha. Excellent. I've got one of those right here. I can't play it as well as Peter, though. So I won't. I'll just put it in the background now so you can look at it.
Well, if it's got the demo mode.
There you
The
go.
fun rhythm.
Just a dude. That's just for you. Just a dude. Pull that. Excellent. Thank you.
It could go on.
Whoops.
Yeah, this is why you always need the spinning globe on standby.
Let's have a look. See if we can get somebody on full screen. Spotlight.
Well, I do know Sarah's been on the drawing. I was wondering if there'd be any V-birds, and they've made a late appearance.
Well, we can presently see Nathan working on something. I was hoping he'd be working on the collaborative teletext art so we could see what he was working on while he was working on it. That would be funny.
I've got a bit sidetracked with something at the moment. You've caught me out.
Right, let's see if we can load this again. Well, I'm very sorry, everybody. This has never
let's try
happened
this
before.
way.
Is anybody else able to screencast the... Oh,
Is that any good?
yeah. That's fine. Excellent. So I see there have been no additions since we went off the air. Oh,
No, I think it's... I think it would just get too busy. It's nice to have a little space around it.
da da dee da da dee do do. So does anybody have any tributes to Sir Clive Sinclair? Any ZX Spectrum phonetics here?
I think the clue's in the name for Alistair.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sir Clive sold Sinclair to Amstrad before I was born. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's Alan Sugar's computer.
Yes, good old Alan.
Yes, that's won the +2 as well. Dan's the Amstrad boy, so...
I'm sure we're willing
bit
to...
before the time, just about.
Sorry. I'm sure we're willing to acknowledge Sir Clive and his contributions to computing, though.
Well, definitely making it affordable. In a endearingly slightly rubbish way.
Well, Teletext is a bit that way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's... No, at the time, Teletext was not quite the height of sophistication, but a few rungs above what the ZX81 and even the ZX Spectrum was doing. But yes, with a price tag to match as well, so ZX Spectrum is certainly the more affordable option. Alistair might even have a ZX printer with a broken drive band that he's got right beside him at the moment. Well, I'm guessing you won't have far to go to find one, even if you don't have much paper for it.
Oh, I've got plenty of paper for it, hang on.
I thought that was more valuable than Lou-Roll mid-pandemic, the printer paper.
So what's the deal with the Lou-Roll with Digitiser Live?
Well, it would spoil the opening a bit. It's a bit of a fan favourite from last time, the opening, so I'll leave it at that.
Ah, right. Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much.
You have to stop the screen share to see it, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I just think the drawing's come to a natural conclusion there. So.
Oh.
Yes, and now famous ZX printer. Yay.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, but no one else can see it.
I can speak of you.
There we are. So there's the what Sir Clive claims is a printer.
Does it work?
Prints on. It doesn't, because the drive belts perished, as they all have. So I need to get a new belt sorted out. There is somebody 3D printing them in flexible filament, but that means importing it from Sweden, which I've not got round to. But yeah, on the famous shiny bog roll. And I should be all right for some printing, because this box here, there's a partly used roll. Otherwise, that's all, some spare paper.
How old's all that? About 30 years old. It's probably perished inside the
Yeah,
pack,
it's
and
from 1984 or whatever it is.
it's older than me. Oh,
So, yeah, there's, what's that? 7 unopened rolls,
what do you want to print on that?
plus whatever's rolled away under the bed when I drop them.
What do you plan to print on that paper?
Well, nothing.
Nothing. It's just there.
I can do teletext pages if I can get the printer working and fix whatever is wrong with the teletext adapter. Then we can print teletext pages off at the next block party.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah. That would be fantastic. Okay, so another idea to add to the pile for the next block party. But I think as the drawing came to a natural conclusion. Incidentally, it's returned for me now, but I think this stream is coming to a natural conclusion. So I just wondered if anybody else had anything to add that maybe I've forgotten to cover or we've not quite touched upon tonight. Maybe about Digitiser Live itself without giving too much away.
It doesn't make a lot more sense if you explain it, I would say. So it needs to be experienced.
Yeah. Okay.
So
In person.
maybe on the next stream.
Do you think something's going to be lost in the transition to video? When before uploads the video file, do you think we're going to get
half of the abject terror, I'd say.
Well, rich Uncle Beanus is not there to come and get you, is he?
We don't know his whereabouts at this precise moment, so.
There he is, rich Uncle Beanus. Yeah, that's an interesting. He might be watching right now.
Yes.
So make yourself
get
known.
The impression he's always watching.
So Sarah says, Dan showing off the keyboard as if he's on a TV shopping channel. Buy this for only $49.99. Only 2 left. In 10 minutes, they're going to be sold out. And just the dude says, just yours for $49 a month, $49.99 a month for 10 years. Rich Uncle Beanus is hauntingly accurate, he also says, in regards to our picture.
Just waiting for the price to drop on the keyboard. You need to do a better deal than that.
If you wait 10 minutes, it's going to drop £10.
Okay.
Yeah, we should sell these artworks. We should do NFTs on them.
Yeah.
Boo.
We'd be rich. NFT?
New
Oh,
Bitcoin.
nerdy something teletext.
Yeah, NFT facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-fungible TFAX.
Fungible. I love that word, fungible.
Not non-functioning teletext.
More like, yeah. Well, Sarah says, thank you everybody. This was fun as always. So many guests made it extra special. Well, we're glad you liked it, Sarah. And it was good to have everybody on. I think everybody's still here apart from Jason. So, thank you everybody for joining me for this chat. And,
Cat even appears to have come back.
and especially Whiskers, yeah.
Yeah, she's walking on the desk now. That's good. Can you get down of there?
Special thanks to Whiskers, and of course Snapper the dog, who we've seen a few times tonight. And I think that's just about it. So, I think it's time to say goodbye. So cheers everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you to ZX Gesser, Peter Kwan, Nathan Dane, David Walford, Grim Fandango, Jason Robertson, the Teletext archaeologist who we had earlier. Cheers, Whiskers, Snapper, everybody that joined in Discord. Cheers. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Oh yeah, and don't forget National Teletext Week next week, the 23rd, next Thursday. Stream, don't know, but if not, please do enjoy yourself. So thank you very